And what's this guy's deal? Yeah? Been feeling a bit better after eating the coral porridge. By chance, I was wondering if you could gather minerals for me? Minerals, what kind? Looks like this. I need quite a bit. Are you okay with that? Oh, this is opal. So that's what humans call it. It's a mineral that's often used by sea people to make weapons. Oh, okay, I think I've seen some in the deep sea. I think I have tons. Well, you gathered all the ingredients. I guess I have to thank you, human. It was nothing really. You feeling all right? Well, I should be able to prepare for work now, but divine tree fruit is needed to smelt materials. The heat is dissipated, but because I left it alone for too long. I need to go to the divine tree to get some fruit. I'm still not feeling well enough to do it alone. Normally I've been muting my coughing fits, but that one was right on time. I was hoping you could help me. So you're talking about a big tree in the back of the village, right? What do I need to do? Oh, you're gonna help me? I'll guide you. Follow me. Oh, I forgot to introduce myself, didn't I? I'm Dua. Sure, Dua. Let's go. Let's go and bring back the divine tree fruit. Man, if everyone I talked to just coughed randomly, that would be ideal. Oh, up close, it's magnificent. If it wasn't for the divine tree, us sea people wouldn't have been able to survive. It was thanks to King Long's sacrifice, we're grateful, forever grateful. Anyways, let's bring back the divine tree fruit. Pick the divine tree fruit and put it in the basket that I'm holding. My body isn't fully recovered yet, so I can't wait for too long. Bring back 5 fruits in time. Pick 5 divine tree fruits and put them in the basket, right? Are you telling me I should mute my coughs? Is that why you're horrified? I mean, like, it's... yeah. I've been trying to mute them all day. Okay, I got the thing. In the basket. Hey, wait, where are you going? Dude, you're making this difficult. Like, just stop moving. Great, this should be enough. It's time to go back to the workshop. But yeah, I've had a nasty cough lately. Oh. I guess I'm not yet well enough to travel. Anyways, thank you, human. Dave, right? I'll try opening the workshop when I recover. Give me some time. Okay, Dua. I'll stop by sometimes. So please let me know if you need anything. Haha, alright. I mean, I just got over COVID, so it really doesn't seem fair, the coughing. I think it's entirely allergy related. But I just can't stop the coughing. Hang on. I already did these bounties. And there's new ones already? Shoot. They seem to all be for like the real easy quests too. Convenient. Oh, anyway, Yang, Salary Man, thank you for coming in and lurking. I dig it. I like knowing you're here. I mean, nobody's obligated to say like, hey, I'm lurking. But I'm glad you feel comfortable enough to just like pop in and be like, hey, I am here. It's kind of a cool way to let me know you're supporting. But I know I've got a lot of supporters out there. Like a lot more than I ever expected. Right? Like I've recently gone from like 3 average viewers to like 7. I'm not sure when it happened, but like it's been pretty consistent for a while. And so like I feel like I've just climbed to the next plateau, you know? And I know that's still not a lot compared to large streamers, but it makes me happy. I mean, we've only been doing this about a year. Speaking of which, Cold, haven't you been streaming for about a year? When did you start? If you don't mind me asking. If you are lurking or eating or sleeping, that's fine too. You just had your affiliate celebration today, lol. Nice. So probably just over a year, right? Like you can have a lot of success if you're already like very active in existing streamers community. I've noticed, because I've seen streamers just like start streaming day one and immediately like make affiliate because they had a community from somebody else's community. But if you're like me and you start from scratch, it takes a while to build up that average of 3 viewers. I say it takes a while. It took a couple months. Yeah, you started from scratch. Your 1 year was August 8th. Nice. Mine was June 8th. Oh, sorry. Your 1 year was August 8th. Your first stream was June 24th. Yeah, you started from scratch, didn't really know how Twitch worked. Well, yeah, same. I think I annoyed a lot of my first viewers because, you know, they'd be like, hey, you should do this. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. What is that? Shouting people out? Oh. Is that just the thing you do? I'm new to the internet. Help. Like, it took me a long time before I even started watching people stream. Like, at some point I thought, like, watching somebody else stream was just a weird thing to do. Because, like, I can play video games. Like, why would I watch somebody else do it? But then I had kids. And I would have kids in my arms, and I'd be feeding them in a bottle. Feeding them in... I didn't keep the kids in the bottle. I fed them bottles. Not the entire bottles. I fed them the contents of the bottles. In any case, I found my hands full, and I still love video games, so I'm like, okay, fine, I'll watch somebody else play video games. And then I got really into it. It was a great time watching somebody else play video games. And then I got, like, my favorite streamers. There's the person I watch to see the AAA titles as soon as they come out, like the super popular streamer who gets everything, you know, a week in advance before everyone else. So I can see if it's a game I want to buy on release. See if I want to get the pre-order. Then there's the guy who just looks for indie hidden gems. And then there's the guy who plays party games with a bunch of friends. And so I had all these streamers for different purposes. You came here from your Coral Island video tips just because you just played that week with the new updates? Yeah. That's how I've been getting viewers. What I do is I post something that's actually helpful and useful to them. Because if you don't, like, actually find some way to introduce yourself to people, like, they'll never see you. What am I doing? Smashing spider crabs? Do I actually have a quest? No, it's just crabs. I also feel like I needed seaweed for some reason. Like plain seaweed. I can't remember why. I need sailfish. That would be cool. But yeah, like there are people who are happy to watch somebody play video games, but they need some reason to discover you first. And, you know, for a lot of famous streamers, it's just having like 10 years of content and having the most viewers on any popular video game at any time. Like, that really helps. But if you're starting out from scratch, you gotta do something. I think Cold sees a lot of growth because he's just a really cool dude and really good at having an active conversation. He's always smiling and laughing too, which I imagine helps. I worry I don't do that very much. I don't laugh very much. I don't laugh, I don't scream, I don't overreact. Like, I feel like my strength is just like a consistent monotone voice. Like, I am ASMR, that's what I'm here for. Gotta play to your strengths. But yeah, so I make videos that give people useful information. And I try a couple of tricks to set me out from other people. Like in my tutorial videos, I like to get right to the point as fast as possible. You love my vibe, Sugarheart? You don't really watch people that are too chaotic, right? Believe it or not, that's the kind of people I watch. Like, why would I watch somebody like me, just calm and boring all the time? I tend to watch the guys that get way too excited. Even though that's not me at all. Now, it's not like fake excited. They're genuinely like the overreacting kind of streamers. And I think that's just who they are as people, and so that works. If you try to be something you're not when you stream, it doesn't go very well. That's a hammerhead shark. I don't think I've ever seen one of those. Did I catch you? Are you caught? You don't look very caught. Well, that didn't seem to work at all. And I shoot you in the face. I wasted all my sensor bombs. Now I remember why I had those bombs. I was supposed to be catching sailfish. But it's been a week and I forgot how to get sailfish. Yeah, but my strengths, I'm cozy background noise. That's what I'm here for. And I have a problem looking at other people's success. Like sometimes I get jealous of Cold because I'll look at his channel and everyone's chatting and having a great time. And my chat like will be very quiet, like all of the time. And that's fantastic. But you just kind of have to remember, like, you're different people and you have different strengths. And you're going to attract a different group of people. The people I attract are the people who just want to chill and do nothing. Cold gets the hype, and I try not to get jealous of that. It can be hard sometimes. And then I see some new boobed up VTuber who debuts to like 10,000 viewers, even though she's never streamed before in her life. She brought on all these followers from Instagram. Can't get too jealous of that either. You just gotta work on your own stuff. Hello there. I'm gonna stab you. Oh, what? No minigame? I mean, I just learned the trick on how to, like, knife those sharks. And it's still gotta give me the opportunity, though. It's also really easy to compare in any aspect when there are so many factors that go into it. Like personally, you use your YouTube content as a motivator to make yours better. Because I'm really good and consistent with it. Well, thank you. I'm glad. Honestly, I've been thrilled with the success I've seen on YouTube. Like, most of my audience is American people watching my YouTube channel during the day. Like, most of my audience never sees me live. Like, it's kind of a bummer. Like, I've got that day job schedule with kids, and, like, I can only play video games, basically like a vampire when the sun's not around. And so, like, it's a little bit of a sad factor that the people who like me the most don't get to see me. One day we'll get there. That day may be like 6 or 7 or 8 years from now. But, like, we're making progress. By my calculations, if I double the amount of money I make now every year, it'll take me 8 years before I can quit my day job. And that's not bad. That's actually pretty good. But you know, I'm also banking on doubling my content every... Oh, I don't have money. There you go, 1 carrot seed. We're gonna end up farming all the time. Can I fill my watering can, please? Oh, there we go. You don't really speak English because it's not your first language. You understand when people say, but when I write or speak, you don't know what to do. Yeah, that's fair. That's how I feel with Spanish. Like, I can understand Spanish really well. I mean, I took like 8 years of Spanish 1, so I ought to be fluent, right? There's a joke in there. If you picked up on it, like 8 years of Spanish 1 meant I failed 8 times. Problem was, I just didn't do the homework. I listened. And so, like, I got good at Spanish. I just never passed Spanish. Should have joined that study group, right? I'm trying to think if there was, like, a person in community that, like, represented me. But not really. Is there anyone else out there who's just incapable of homework? Like, it's a big ADHD thing. I just want to make sure I'm not alone out there. Because I just flat out can't do homework, and it's the weirdest thing. Let's see. Vegetable sushi. Yeah. Nothing to do but fish. You gotta get more of those spider crabs. The game's starting to hit a bit of a cozy loop. And I like it. Because normally, it's just like one big thing after another. A day every now and then where you just fish is okay. And I'm almost shocked that the game's letting me do that. But yeah, I was never good in school. I didn't do homework. Like, I could stare at homework and be so bored to tears. Like, I could know all the answers and, like, I couldn't bring myself to write them down. I don't know why. But it actually got to the point where I dropped out of high school. Like, it was becoming very clear that I wouldn't be able to graduate. My grades were very weird. It was either an A or an F, and there was no in between. If I could do my homework in class, I usually got an A because I could just do it while the teacher was talking because they were boring the crap out of me. Oh good. No. Like, I had an A in math, which you would think would be like the most homework doing. But I was so good at math, I could do it all like while the teacher was trying to teach us the next concept. I was already doing the homework about that concept. And they never told me to stop or tried to stop me, so I did okay on that. But then I would go to social studies and they'd be like, here, write down words. Read this section of the book and write words about them. And I'm like, I can't do that. You know the real life has video games, right? Who could possibly choose to do a thing? Like, even if I locked my room with nothing but the homework, I just couldn't do it. Tests were great for me. Like, I could ace tests all day long. That's actually what I did. I dropped out of school at 15. Because it was pretty clear they weren't going to let me graduate with my abilities being what they were. You know, not doing anything. And so I got my GED at 15. Which is really young. And if you're unfamiliar with the GED, it's your graduation equivalency diploma. Now, it's got kind of a reputation as like, oh, people who couldn't handle school got a GED. Which is exactly true in my case. But a lot of people are like, oh, if you got a GED, you're dumb. And so, at 15, I was trying to find work, you know, so I didn't starve since I didn't have school all day. And no one wanted to hire a 15-year-old with a GED. It was weird. I think a lot of places would jump at that now. Oh, it was fine. It, honestly, from 15 to 18 was the greatest time of my life. Like, I hated school. Like, I had a lot of bullies. And, you know, some of that is on me. Some of that is on me having zero social skills and creating enemies where there didn't need to be enemies. And I know, like, nobody deserves to get bullied. But, like, I also didn't work on myself as much as I should have, you know? But yeah, I never had a good time in school. And so, from 15 to 18, when I couldn't find a job, I wasn't really trying that hard, to be honest. Because, you know, work is awful. But all there was to do was play video games. I got really into Dance Dance Revolution. My parents bankrolled that because it was like my only form of exercise. And I did pretty good. I could beat the Korean kids. I was great. I was a superstar. Actually, in fairly good shape, too. Anyway, that got me out and doing things. I got endorphins, exercise. Slowly worked through depression. I had clinical depression when I was a kid. Because, you know, everything was bullshit. But, you know, eventually, not being in high school helped a ton. And having all the free time you needed. Eating when you were hungry, sleeping when you were tired, waking up when you were not. And doing the things you enjoy most all day. It was like being retired as a kid. And it was amazing. Like, I can't quite do that anymore. Even if streaming becomes super successful, and it's still going to be work, but it's going to be very happy work. And I can live with that. You were a quiet kid in your school. You didn't have many friends, so you played video games at the internet cafe? When I visited South Korea, I tried one of the internet cafes. Nobody spoke any English, so it was a little rough. Internet cafes never really took off here in the US. Or at least not in any of the cities I've been in that have tried them. I think it's because the United States is so wide and flat. It was a really dense area. Like, maybe it could work back in my home country, my home state of Montana, where you're stuck in the mountains in a valley, so everyone's really dense and packed together. But I'm glad you're here. I hope you made friends playing video games, or made a couple in the internet cafe, at least a couple of smiling faces, because that can help a lot. In Indonesia, there's a lot of internet cafes, like a lot, yeah. Yeah, that was kind of my experience. I mean, I didn't go to Indonesia, but like Asian countries in general tend to have internet cafes everywhere. And honestly, I don't know why it didn't catch on here. Like, it sounds like a great idea, and so many people here have tried. I think the tiny homes aspect of Asian culture is a really big part of that. Because in America, you can kind of have a big house unless you're in like a major city. But even then, in our major cities, our apartments are fairly decent. You went to the one in the town ages ago. Can't remember what you even played. I remember playing this one game. It wasn't popular at all. Damned. Which was like one of the first, what do you call it? Non-parallel? Non the same. Asymmetrical versus game. Asynchronous. Yeah, asynchronous was all I could think of. But it was like one of the first games like that, and it was a horror game. It was like Dead by Daylight before Dead by Daylight came out. You'd have to find like keys and escape from the house. And meanwhile, there's a monster haunting the place, trying to find you and kill you. Your bike was stolen there? Ugh. I once had my bike stolen on purpose. Like, my bike just became broken enough and busted down enough that I needed to get rid of it. But I couldn't be bothered to sell it, so I just, as an experiment, I unlocked it, left it in the usual spot, and I just waited to see how long it would take to get stolen. It took one day. It was stolen like that night. I was like, man, that's rough. Like, who even looks at bikes to check if they're locked? Like, I lost some faith in humanity points there. And like, I locked my bike up there like every single day. I'm glad there's nobody walking around with like cable cutters. But it's interesting to know if they had them, they probably would have used them. Alright, what am I doing? I just want to catch fish. There's fish all around me, but they're so tiny. I don't want these fish. All these little baby fish. It's weak sauce. Give me a shark or a sailfish. I guess I don't have to be massively overweight. I guess my mom was right. Lol. Yeah, but bad luck with bikes. 2 were stolen. Sorry to hear that. I, on the other hand, have had great luck with bikes. Fun fact about me, I didn't own a car until I was like 30, give or take. And so I rode my bike everywhere. And sometimes it would be a long distance. Like, the longest bike ride I had was like a 45-minute trip to work and back. And so, and by to work and back, I meant it was like 45 minutes both ways. I was in such good shape. Ooh, I got another rank 6. I gotta get to the seahorse races.